Perez. Oh, all the things that could be said. Tom, I am so deeply grateful for you as a friend, as a brother. You are such an encourager and champion of everyone you know. You love people so well. You're one of the most intentional people that I've ever met. And I am just so grateful to have you as a friend and a brother in this movement and in my life. I think you encourage so many people in this movement, and you embody the heart of the Father and the love of Jesus in a way that really inspires so many of us. And so just to say you are so loved, and I look forward to many years ahead of running this race with you. So hope to see you in California sometime soon, and hope you feel deeply loved and celebrated by this video of some of your favorite people.
Hey Tom, one thing I appreciate about you is how laid back you are, but also just how much you care about people. You always just have the time to just ask people questions, and how you just pursue people, get to know people, and just share the love of Christ with all those around you. Thanks for doing what.
Okay, take 5. I wish I could send you the blooper reel. You might hear some interesting language at the end of each video. I wanted to thank you so much for doing this work next to me. You always push survivors out front, you lift our voices, but you also make a huge impact on demand and move in the lives of so many. And you don't give up your hard road. You did second hard road, as if 12 years in this movement, it wasn't hard enough. I want to commit. I want to climb a mountain next year for the hard road. So I need a team and I need trainers. So I'm counting on you as always. Happy 12 years.
Hey Tom, having you down here in Fort Worth for our luncheon last week was such an encouragement to me, as it is every time that we get to be in person together, and I look forward to doing that here again pretty soon. You talk so often and so well about this generative masculinity that we are calling men to, and that we are working towards ourselves. But not only do you talk about it, you live it, you lead out in it, and because of that, both in my work here at the net, doing anti-trafficking, working with men, I feel like I'm better at it, but also I'm a better friend, I'm a better husband, because of your friendship and mentorship and example. And I know that regardless of how long our professional relationship lasts, hopefully for a long time, but regardless of that, we will always be friends, and my life will always be shaped by yours. And I'm grateful for that, and I'm grateful for you.
Hey Tommy, I celebrate you today. I love you. I love your loyalty, your kindness, your goodness, your faithfulness to everyone around you. I celebrate you today with everybody, sharing in the goodness of who you are and the hard work you've done. I love you today and forever.
Hey Tom, just wanted to give you a big thank you for all that you do and who you are. So thank you. We love you.
Yeah, thank you for the work that you do. And you know, probably something that people don't notice as much is the actual work that you do, but just the fact that you are an example to, I think, a lot of men of what positive masculinity can look like. So thank you for also being an example of what, how good men can be on our planet. So
Yay!
Tom, happy anniversary being a part of this movement. I can remember the very first time we ever met. You rolled up on your motorcycle in Eugene, Oregon. You'd taken so much time to come down and meet me, and we got to just sit and have lunch together. And it was such an impactful moment for my life that I will never forget it, because I felt in this moment, I know you hate when I say this, but I just felt this fatherly heart from you. And I know you're not old enough to be my dad, but I want you to know that you carry a father's heart. And it has been so impactful for me personally, for my family. I know I'm not the only survivor or woman in your life who has felt nothing but fathered by you. So happy anniversary. Love you, man. Keep up the great work.
So in the home I grew up with, when you were posed with a very serious question, or a decision that needed to be made. And it got to Mom, it usually was, well, did you ask your father? What would Daddy do? And Dad would guide you. Dad would guide you and give you great wisdom. Wouldn't always tell you what to do, but he'd give you great wisdom. And there were some super geniuses maybe 10, 15 years ago that came up with this little thing that everybody used to wear more common. And it was, what would Jesus Christ do? Which is usually what my dad would do. And for me growing up, sometimes I ran into those times where I didn't really know what my dad would do. Wasn't totally sure what God would have me do. But then I could go, well, what would Tommy do? Amazing. I could tell you this much. What Tommy would do and does today is usually not the easiest thing. In fact, most of the time it's probably the hardest thing. But behind Tommy, you knew he was doing what God wanted him to do. And I've always known as his little brother, being able to look up to our dad and know that God is the most important thing and the one who guides us. Both Tommy and my dad were the ones that I looked to relate to, and I'm forever thankful. So if you know Tommy, and you know Tommy at all, ask him, what would he do? But if you really know Tommy, chances are you don't even know or don't even have to ask him. Because frankly, you know what to do, and you know what Tommy would do. You just got to have the courage and be tough enough to actually do it. I love you, Tommy, and I'm so thankful for you.
Hi, Tom. I just wanted to tell you how important you are to me, to the survivor community, to everybody that's out there, to the people that you do the work with, and to the people that you call friends and family. I just want to tell you how important you are. I look forward to many, many more years of partnership and friendship. Love you, buddy. Bye.
Hi, Daddy. I was told to send a quick video telling you how much you've impacted my life. And I don't think that I have enough time or the words to explain what you mean to me and the impact that you've had not only on my life, but all of my friends. You have been the adopted dad to everyone that has come into my life and continue to be that. I'm so thankful for having you as someone that I continuously look up to. I'm so thankful for who you are, what you've taught me, and the impact that you have on so many. I love you so very much, and I'm proud of you. Love you, Daddy.
The thing about Tom Perez is he has like an unusually large noggin, so it makes him walk like...
It's not a roast.
What?
Say only nice things. It's not a roast.
It's not a roast.
Not a roast.
Only nice things?
Nice things.
Tom, it's so nice to be here today to celebrate you alongside everybody else. You've made such an impact on me personally, on your community, and the larger world. And I just want to thank you for everything that you do and everything that you are. You have taught me so much about servant leadership. You've encouraged me in moments when I was dreaming too small. I'm already gonna cry, but that's the one thing you know about me. You've encouraged me so much to dream big and to not set limits on myself, and you've supported me every step of the way. You've supported Ride My Road. The way that you support survivors and all of the women in your life has just been truly, truly important, and just so grateful to know you. I hope that you know the impact that you're having. I hope you realize what a difference that you're making just by being who you are, and I just want to thank you for that. You still have a really big noggin.
Hey Dad, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to say in this video, but thank you for everything you do for the children all over this country. Your heart and your work ethic do not go unnoticed, and I can't wait till your grandkids are a little bit older and I can tell them all the wonderful things their Poppy does. We love you. Bye.
Hey, little message to Tom in appreciation for who he is. Little known fact, Tom's the reason I ride a Harley. So he is a large part of the reason that I wear leather chaps now. Tom is a fantastic friend. I appreciate him in more ways than I can mention. He has always been an amazing combination of kind and fierce. Absolutely determined to make as much investment as he can in healing the world and especially the people that are around him. Tom's super humble, constantly recognizing and reminding me of our need to hear from people who are wiser and more experienced and are making hundreds and thousands of marks on the world through relationships with people. I consider it one of the big blessings of my life that I get to be involved in this. And truly, the time that I have been with Tom and Justin and all the rest of the folks that are connected to Epik has been one of the most intense experiences of belonging that I've experienced. Tom, I love you, and I am excited to be on this journey together.
Hi, I'd like to send a huge shout out to Tom Perez. In the short amount of time that I've known you, you have proven yourself to be genuine, trustworthy, and a pillar in this work. Thank you for being you.
I would attempt to make this when I look more put together, but this is a very common view my dad sees of me. And this is the end of my work week, so. Dad, I think you're the coolest, but I think you also know that. You are a champion for so many people, including myself, and being raised by someone who believes in championing people is the best kind of childhood anyone could ever have. So thank you for believing in people, for believing in me, and for being someone that I love to brag about. Love you.
Tom, it's Westy. Hey, bud. I wanted to reach out, tell you how much I appreciate you. What you've helped me realize in my life. I've always wanted to be a good dad, and I think looking up to you, what you do for others, how you're a champion for change and for helping people like me, dads, men that might need a little push, might need a little bit of assistance on where do you start, where do you go, how can you help with this fight against trafficking. You're my champion, and I think watching you has inspired me to be a better dad, and I hope I can transfer that on to my children, my boys. They're fantastic, and I hope what I do as I continue to grow and learn, I hope I can pass on some good traits to them, and they can help become that first generation that says no means no, and really follows through with it, and they stand up for those that can't stand up for themselves, just like you do. We need more men like you, and keep doing what you're doing. All right, love you.
Hey Tommy, I know today is the anniversary of Epik, and you've been running this game for 12 years, and that is amazing, and I'm really proud of you for doing that. And I have to admit, it's humbling to be your sister and your older sister, because my whole life in many ways has been about trying to outdo you. So I got nothing. You've been an inspiration in so many things, so many experiences that you have had and have endeavored to do, have just inspired me to try harder in my own life, but mostly you've inspired me to be a stronger example to young women, and many of them are in our world, both your family and mine, and I can only hope that the way that I live is an echo of your heartbeat. I love you, I'm proud of you, and I'm praying that you have many, many more years of success with Epik. I love you. Bye.
I'm Joyce. I know Tom through his wife, Sean, with whom I've been friends for over 40 years. I first learned of Tom's amazing crusade for victimized women and his 1,000-mile bike ride through Facebook. The bike ride on its own is amazing, but what impresses me most is the story behind the bike ride, and specifically two things. That Tom learned about human sex trafficking after a talk he heard in his hometown of Vancouver. I live in Olympia, and wow, that I didn't know it hit that close to home. And second, his determination to work to cut off the demand by actually talking to the offenders to help them understand their part in the wicked business. And really, Tom's resolve to do something. It's incredibly admirable, and now we're seeing the results of his work. It's a complicated problem, but thankfully he has taken the first steps to be a real warrior for women who are without options and many times are just tricked into a terrible life. So Tom, my hat's off to you, and I support you with all my heart. Thanks, Tom.
Hi, Tom. Great news. I decided to move to Oregon. We will have to catch up soon. I'm actually living in Portland, but I just wanted to take a second to let you know how much I appreciate you as an ally, especially to survivors, specifically how you empower us to stand in our own strength and our own gifts, even just outside of our stories. It's incredibly dignifying, and you are, I think, one of the most important allies in the space, especially as a male. There's not many of them, as you know, and you're making even more people like you, and we will forever need that. So I appreciate everything that you do. Love you dearly, and I'll see you soon.
Did you ever think that this guy would become the guy? Tommy, I have been following you my entire life, and you have led me to places that I never thought I would be able to go. The lessons that I've gained along the way have shaped and formed me. It's shaped how I've parented my kids. There's so many stories I could tell that I wish I could tell right now because they're so worth sharing. Following Tommy always takes you to places you never quite thought you'd go. And somehow you got there, and somehow you make it through. But what I want to just do is say, hey, Tommy, like, look around right now. Like, for real, like, look around. Make eye contact with the people that are around you. And in your mind's eye, think about the people you have stood among over the last 10, 12 years. People and faces and lives you never thought, you never even dreamed of knowing, and now you do. You're so good at elevating other people, calling them leaders, calling them teachers, calling them mentors. But Tommy, I want to remind you that you are also that, and you have led so many of us. And so many of us, because we've walked in your footsteps, or at least tried to keep up with you, we've gained so many treasures along the way. And so I guess I just want to say, look around again, Tommy. Look at all the treasures you have gained along the way. I think this is part of what true religion is. I really do. You have been willing to walk roads with people that maybe 20 years ago you never imagined. So keep listening for the call, keep rallying the troops, and keep just being you, the guy. This guy.
Tom, Standing shoulder to shoulder with you over the last decade has been an absolute joy, and I could never sum it up in 30 seconds, but here goes. I have never seen a team of people more ready to serve a just cause. And I know that you lose sleep over the pain and trauma that our friends experience every night. And we all know that you will never quit until you see a more flourishing world. And we all love and respect you for that. So I hope that you can pause in this celebration to reflect on the hundreds, if not thousands of lives that you have impacted, both the women and men who stand alongside us as allies and the men that we strive to reach. So Tom, I lift my glass to you to celebrate the work that you have shepherded, the people that you have gathered, the communities that you have created, and to the work that we still have left to do. We still have a lot of work left to do. So here's to you, bud. I love you, my friend.
Tom, you are an amazing ally, and I am so thankful for you and the work that you do. You have inspired me so much as a survivor. I remember one of the first times that we were in the same space together. I remember being so inspired by your presentation, and after you spoke, you just came and sat next to me, and we just had a really great conversation, and that meant the world to me. And as a man and a fighter in this fight, I feel inspired to know there are good men out there, and there are good men who I can sit next to and have good conversations, good coffee with, good meals with, and every time I'm in the same space with you, my heart is encouraged, my soul is encouraged. I feel encouraged to fight on, and I feel encouraged that there's good men out there. Even though in my life there were not good men, you inspire me that there are good men, and you inspire me that you are fighting to tell a better man's story, that you're fighting at the root level so that other women are not, and girls and individuals are not exploited, that you nip it at the bud. I thank you that you are gathering men that in an encouraging and powerful way, that you're changing people's story. And for me, it just encourages my heart so much that that there are good men like you out there, and that that you see me as a friend, as a co-fighter in this fight. And I just hope on this birthday that you feel encouraged and strengthened and celebrated. I wish I could be there with you. And I remember when we were sitting at Lauren's, and you just kept looking at your phone, you kept looking at sharing pictures of your daughter and your granddaughter. And that touched a really special place in my heart, because I never had that, and I still don't, but it just kind of healed, like in a way, it like healed a little part of me, because I thought that's the love that everyone should have, the love that you have for your daughter and your granddaughter, your family. We all should have that, and I'm so glad that your family has you. And today, I hope that you are so celebrated so well, and I'm so glad that the Epik family has you, and that you're leading so well. And so, sorry I got emotional, but when I think of you, I think of just such a good person, such a good man, such a good leader, such a good fighter in this fight, and I'm so glad to call you a friend, Tom.
Hey Tom, just a few words I have for you today. Looking back on my time working with y'all, it's turned out a lot different than what I expected. I came in thinking we're going to help protect people, and what it turned out to be was you're going to change me from the inside out in doing so. You've been a great mentor. You've taught me how to see the men around me in a completely different way. Broke my heart in a number of cases. Yeah, but thank you for that. Thank you for your leadership. Thank you for being a great role model. and for the only guy I know that's ridden 1,000 miles for the cause. Thanks again, buddy. Love you.
Tom, it's your baby sister here. I just want to tell you that you're awesome, and the work that you have done and the things that you've started in this movement have had ripple effects that I don't think your children or grandchildren or my children or grandchildren will fully realize for generations. It's incredible. And thank you for doing this work. Thank you for inviting me to do it alongside you, and for being the best big brother anyone could ever have. Don't tell my real brother.
Hi, honey. I'm sure many people have already mentioned all the things that I probably would have mentioned. But one thing I want to remind you is how much you've changed our community. You've changed our daughter's schools. You've changed multiple churches. You've even influenced my old high school girlfriends. So remember, no matter how hard it gets, the influence, you just really have no idea how you are changing lives wherever you go. Thank you for being such a strong man of integrity, humbleness, meekness, gentleness, and strength. I love you. Bye-bye.